Hello, blessings and well wishes from the shrine to you. So welcome back to another unboxing video. So today I got my hands on Driger 480p. So this is a plastic generation Beyblade remade into the Beyblade X format. So without further ado, let's get down to unboxing. Okay, so DrigerSlash 480p. So for people who have stumbled across this video and this brings back some nostalgia for you and you're wondering what is this 480p thing, why is this out now again? Alright, so I never played Plastic Gen, but this is one of the bays back during Plastic Generation, and so they are remaking the not just Plastic Gen, but there's Beyblade, the Metal Fights, and then the Beyblade Burst. They are remaking them as Beyblade X format. So because this is like 25th anniversary crossover project. Alright, so what do we have in this DrigerSlash 480p? Right, they remade the blade, right, to be viable in Beyblade X, and it comes with this point bit. Right, so this point bit is a reprint, and what this does, right, is it gives like the multiple ways of shooting the bay, so you can launch it like, you know, stadium, and then you'll stay stationary, and like you can use a different way of launching it and you'll just be more aggressive. So I will show this later in the stadium. I just demonstrate how the point beat works. So for those who is from the Plastic Gen, Plastic Burst, Beyblade Burst, and also the Metal Fight Bay, welcome back to Beyblade, and this is the latest generation Beyblade X. So let's get down to opening this box. Let's go. Wingardium Leviosa. Oh. Okay, so right out of the box we have the blade, the ratchet, and the bit. So for those returning to Beyblade, right, this Beyblade X format, and what are all these parts, right? So let me just open this up so I can explain to you. And coming in the package, we have the stickers. So sticker therapy time, and also instructions on how to use Beyblade X. Right, so anyway, let's get down to opening the rest of the stuff. Okay, so this is all in this is the instructions, where it shows you how to play, how don't punch people in the face, don't stick your face in the stadium, and how to put the bays together. Okay, so and one last thing, do not forget that the QR code is here, right? This is for you to scan in the app to get points, and where you can try to redeem for a rare bay. Sticker pasting therapy time, let's go. Okay, so there we have it. The bay with the stickers on. It looks correct, right? Yeah, looks correct. Alright, so cool. So this is the bay, and this is the ratchet, and this is the bit. Right, all these parts forms a Beyblade X bay. So let's look at the blade, right? Blade analysis. So this is the Driger blade in Beyblade X format. So what's so special about the Beyblade X format? You would think like most of this is plastic, right? And then the weight disc, right? If I remember correctly, the weight disc is like a separate thing, but the weight disc is incorporated into the blade. Why? Because in Beyblade X, the blades are metal. So we do have metal contact points right here, and pretty sure this is metal as well. Right, and then here, right, so a lot of metal contact points on the outside, and the inside is plastic. And so you can pretty sure you can see that the inside is plastic. All right, so in Beyblade X we have 3 prongs instead of 2. So for those who are curious about Beyblade X, do pick this up and give it a try. You will be pleasantly surprised at how crazy the blades are. Okay, so next up, the ratchet. The ratchet, this is a 480 ratchet, so this is easier to see, right? So for those who are still wondering how to tell apart the ratchet, right? So for 480, 460, you have this circular center, whereas the 470 is more of a hexagonal shape. And then to count whether this is an 80, right? Just count the readers. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 plus 4, that's 8. Right, so this is how you tell them apart. Right, so 360 of whatever 60, 460 will be 3 and 3, and then for the 70 will be 3 and 4. Right, so that's how we tell them apart. And for 80, this is easier to tell. The 80 has a skirt, and for 60 it's flatter. Okay, so this is how you tell apart the Ratchet. And 480 Ratchet, we have seen them quite a bit in a few bays, so this is nothing special. And then finally, this is the point bit. Point bit, this is the point. So what's so special about the point bit, for those who have no idea and never seen the Leon Claw from Beyblade X, right? The point bit is dual. It has dual modes, right? So you see, like, not sure if you can see, so it has a point. So the idea is that if you launch it flat, if you're able to get it flat, right, it will be stationary, but like with a slight tilt, right, it will become aggressive, right? It will start moving around even more. So this is the whole idea behind this bit. And they put it on the Driger because from what I understand, the Driger actually has this behavior back in Plastic Gen. So anyway, let's weigh the parts and see how they fare against the current bay. Okay, so this is the Driger blade. It's 28.5. And then we have the Ratchet 480 coming in at 6.94. And then finally, we have the point bit coming in at 2.18. Okay, so for comparison, this is not the first Beyblade X crossover blade. So in fact, the first one was Dranzer. So Dranzer being the same thing with the metal on the outside. Right, so this one weighs at 27.73. So the Driger and Dranzer, they're pretty close in terms of weight. But comparing it to a current Beyblade X Bay, and in fact, like, this is like the poster boy of Beyblade X, which is the DranSword. This is the black variant. This is 34.4. So there's like a 7 grams difference in terms of the blade, the weight of the blade. Okay, so to weigh the complete bay, weighs 37.61. So this is how the Driger looks like fully assembled. And to be honest, the Plastic Gen Beyblade X version, it's on the lighter side. But that doesn't mean it's bad, right? Because I have seen people use Dranzer and just dominating in others because of its lightness. So having a light Beyblade is actually not a bad thing. So anyway, let's put it into the stadium to see how it behaves, and also just a few quick shot tests. Okay, so just a quick test launch of the Driger in the stadium. Alright, so just case in point, right, just to show you how the point bit behaves. Right, so it depends on how you launch this, and if you launch this flat with a certain level of strength, right, it will stay in the center. And look at the way it's trying to move once it tilts over. So when you're against some other bays, right, the bay will not always be staying in the center, it will be tilting over. So that's where it will launch kind of like a counter attack because it's tilted over. And this part, right, the flat side, makes contact with the stadium, helping to accelerate. And the Beyblade X is about the acceleration gimmick, right, for those from Plastic Gen, Metal Fight, and Beyblade Burst. Right, so what do I mean by acceleration gimmick? So let's say if I don't do a flat launch, I launch with a little bit more strength. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Right, you see it's dashing around. Right, it wants to move. And that wasn't even at the full strength that I'm launching, right? So with a little bit harder launch, 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Yep, that is the extreme dash, right? So it rides the rail coming down. That's the extreme dash, right? So that's the purpose, is to knock the opponent out in front of the stadium. That's what you want to do with the extreme dash. Okay, so let's put it up against some other bays. Let's put it up against the fellow Plastic Gen remake Dranzer and see Dranzer stock combo, which is the 380 tapered versus the 480 point. So here we go. Both are very light base. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Both of them slowly losing stamina, and that. Oh my goodness! Both of them it seems to be a draw. Right, let's try this again. Right. Okay, so that was some good hits right at the beginning. So okay, let's try again. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, extreme of almost. That was an almost extreme and an almost over as well. And Driger spins finish with the point bit, helping it for the last burst of stamina. Right, so this is what it means with the point bit, right? You will still have a bit of stamina to try and win in the stamina battle, right? But this is against a light bay, right? They do have their own unique characteristics, especially Dranzer. Right? Many people has seen Dranzer coming back from the extreme and coming back from the over. So when it enters the over zone, it's so light that it jumps and it jumps back out. Alright, so that does happen. Okay, alright, now so let's put this Driger up against the current everyone's favorite combination, HellScythe on the ball. Too bad I don't have a golden ball. If not, this will look perfect. This will look perfect. Right, so my go HellScythe. Let's go. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So the HellScythe is definitely a heavier bay. With its very round blade, it offers good stamina. So this is also why it's a pretty good pickup by a lot of players. Yeah, it seems like, oh, there was sudden big hits and Driger was not able to pull off pushing the HellScythe out into the over. Okay, so let's try this again. HellScythe against Driger. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, some pretty good hits. Oh, that was an almost extreme from the HellScythe. And then Driger is slowly losing stamina, but HellScythe is scraping. Oh, this was so close. This was very close. Okay, so it still can put up quite a good fight against a current tournament favorite, but that is when I'm launching together. But I will have to test this against players just to see how it fares. But so far, it seems promising. Okay, and lastly, let's put it up against the poster boy DranSword. DranSword 360 flat. This is an attack type bay against another attack type. So let's see how Driger behaves. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Aggressive movements from DranSword. But the weight of DranSword is giving it just a little bit more stamina. Just a little bit more. Okay, so let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, and a burst! Ouch. Okay, so another way of winning in Beyblade X is when the Beyblade bursts like this, right? It just breaks into pieces. But don't worry, you can always put them back together. Alright, just fix it back. And ta-da! Good as new! So let's try this again. DranSword against Driger. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, good extreme from the DranSword. Both doing extreme dashes. Oh, but the hit from DranSword has drained the stamina from Driger. Will Driger survive from the point bit? No, it falls over. It's still spinning. Right, so this is the disadvantage of being too light. Right, after a few knocks, you may not have enough stamina, whereas the weight of the DranSword is helping it to spin just a little bit more. So it really depends on how you launch your bay, how you're trying to counter your bay, opponent's bay. Right, so anyway, then what do I think of Driger? So final thoughts, let's go. Okay, so final thoughts of the Driger on the 480 point. Definitely, it's definitely doable. Right, there is a fighting chance, and this is a point bit. Like, it's quite sought after by a lot of competitive players. And the blade itself, I mean, I don't see it behaving too different from Dranzer because they are quite similar. Right, I look at this part here. So they are quite similar with the upwards attack. Right? So you're trying to attack in and then with the upward attack. So it does behave quite similar to the Dranzer. And should you get this bay, I mean, if you're a collector, sure. Right, this is a Beyblade X, a plastic gen remake in Beyblade X format. So if you want the nostalgia factor and you want to use like a deck full of like Dranzer and Driger, like the plastic gen of nostalgia factor, yes you can, like no one's stopping you. However, do take note, this one does not come with a launcher, so this is just a booster pack. Alright, so all in all, this is a very nice looking bay. I love the point bit. So yeah, we can come up with different customizations to make this work. Okay, so anyway, if this video has helped you out in any way, do leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment on what you think of this bay, whether you want to see me use this in a testing scenario against other players. Right, so your help in sharing my video will greatly mean a lot to me, and if you want to support me to help me get additional cameras so that I have a front-facing camera to the stadium, I do consider like super thanks or PayPal, which is linked in the description. Alright, if not, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Matane. Bye bye.